Welcome to the review of Bloodborne. I completed this game quite recently, so there are going to be some spoilers in this. I won't be doing any story spoilers as I'm not sure I fully understood the story anyway, but I will be delving into the depth of why the story is so convoluted and hard to follow. Okay, let's start at the beginning. This game is developed by From Software. Wait, is it From Software? Just couldn't help myself there. They also brought you the games Dark Souls and Demon's Souls, making this an inspired town. Get it? Because of all the spies around. Okay, this brings me on to the environment. The game's developers went for a Gothic England from the Victorian era and hit the nail straight on the head. The amount of thought that went into the aesthetics is mind-boggling. Also, the sound to accompany the dark environment is thrilling, with ladies' manic laughs coming from houses in the distance, or the sound of an axe being dragged by a monster just round the corner. You know you're in trouble when you start playing this game. And the difference between this game and so many other games along the same genre is that you can die by anything. There is a fine line between you and the "you died" screen. And like before with Dark Souls or Demon's Souls, there's no holding the L1 button for that shield, ladies and gentlemen. You just gotta take that hit to the face. Now let's talk about some of the things the game gets wrong. While travelling through the world itself, you've got lanterns. Lanterns are your checkpoints. They take you back to your hub town. This is the dream world. But the loading screen is atrocious. I seriously don't understand what's going on with PlayStation 4 titles at the moment. They did exactly the same with Destiny. If you've played previous Souls games, you'll know that they normally put the information of different items up on the screen for you to look at. Something to keep you intrigued, something to keep you invested in the world that you're currently in. It was a beautiful idea then, and I don't understand why it hasn't come back now. Also, you cannot teleport from lantern to lantern. You have to teleport from one lantern to the hub world, back from the hub world, back out to the lantern you want to, even if you have previously visited that lantern. This is an annoyance and just 2 more loading screens we could do without. These loading screens are longer than waiting for a group of retired pension monkeys to finish a round of golf. 3, 2... Oh, I'm playing again. Let's go back to the things the game gets right. Combat is unbelievable. If you're like me and you're a fan of the Souls series, you will begin by trying to strafe around enemies, only to be crushed either by a gang of zombies or a weapon that stacks up to be bigger than your body. This is the steep learning curve all of the Souls series have, and it's maintained here. You can move around an enemy, dodge and roll, or you can be really brave and time a shot as he attacks, staggering that enemy, put your blade into his gut and take out his intestines. Let's move on to the cooperative play. The way you search for friends is you both have a different type of bell. One is the Beckoning Bell. This is the world that the other person is going to be joining. The other person has a small resonant bell. Both of these bells are rung at the same time, and if you both put the same password into the password network box across in the settings, you both can find each other with some ease. The only problem is, this can take some time. The longest I've had to wait is about 5 minutes. Obviously with today's gaming, this is slightly annoying to have to wait to play with one of my friends who we're already talking to and going through the same scenarios, just not together. Also, the small resonant bell will continually tell you that it's searching for the resonant bell. It will pop up right in the middle of your screen, and if you're picking up items off of an enemy or off the ground, a new one that you haven't had before, you may miss what that item is just because it's telling you it's still searching. Why the small resonant bell tells you every 30 seconds it's still searching even though you have made it search is beyond me. This is a minor issue though in a vastly improved system where playing with your friend is a lot easier than any of the previous Souls series. And let's not forget, playing with your friend is just great fun. The environment is fantastic, the things that you can play with and mess with are brilliant. The amount of different angles you can attack enemies at once they're not always looking at you can change the entire game. This is why I would highly recommend playing online with a friend to experience some of this awesome action. So finally I'm going to hit on to the story and why it's so complex and hard to follow. The creator, Hidetaka Miyazaki, about as close as I'm going to get to pronouncing that name. When he was a child, he was a keen reader, though not a talented one. Often he'd reach passages of text he couldn't understand, and so would allow his imagination to fill in the blanks using the accompanying illustrations. This shows his active imagination was his favourite part of reading. Taking that experience, he encapsulated it into his video game, giving the player not only the right to kick the crap out of monsters, but also a critical role to play within telling the story itself. Though many may find this non-linear version of storytelling confusing, it is still done in a way that deserves our admiration for breaking into the mainstream market. For this, I am truly thankful people all around the world are enjoying Bloodborne just as much as I am. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Matt Payne with a review of Bloodborne. Post in the comments anything you'd like me to review next, or anything you'd like me to make a literal trailer out of. Drag that body, don't act oddly, make sure you don't tell nobody. Drag that body, this looks sloppy, this is a very strange hobby. And slice that body, slash that disembodied body.